Okay, welcome. Today I plan to show you a very quick way to do a Lonestar quilt in Electric Quilt. So I want to start first by, I've opened up a project. I'm actually going to start by changing out some of my fabrics because these are all the default fabrics, so I'm going to clear all of them. And then I am going to go to the library section, go to the fabric libraries, my library, and I have a set of Moda collections. And I was online the other day and found this beautiful group of Snowbird fabrics. I don't even know that they're in the quilt shops yet, but I thought they would be really fun to play with. So first of all, if you highlight the first item in the library and you use the Shift key on your computer, scroll to the last fabric in the collection, and you can see now that they're all highlighted, and then click on Add to Sketchbook. And I can close that. Now the other thing that I want to do is actually go into the libraries and I want to add something, a new layout. In the layout library, if you go to Basics by Style and go to the stars, take the very first one in there, it looks like a Lemoyne star, and add that to the sketchbook as well, and close. Okay, next step is just to draft a very simple block. So I'm going to be on Work on Block, and I want to have a new block. I want it to be an easy draw. And for that, let's just go ahead and do a 6 by 6 grid. And really the beauty of this technique is I could have, 20 or 30, or I could have, as little as 3. So, but I think a 6 by 6 gives us a nice grid to work with. And again, you can swap those out later. Once I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and color the grid. And I'm just using my paintbrush here. I'm trying to decide if I want it to be symmetrical. Maybe I'll make this one symmetrical. And we'll just do sort of a combination of some lights and darks there. So really quick, easy way to get a block done. Once I've got that, I'm going to add it to my sketchbook. Okay, now I can go and I can work on quilt, and I want actually I want to go to the sketchbook and I want to actually select that star quilt, and I will select edit. And now I can go and use the set block tool, and you can see my 6 by 6 grid or 6 by 6 block, and I can place it in each one of those star points. And as you can see, it elongates the points to fill in each of those star points. Now you can see that a couple of them are not rotated consistently, so I'm going to go ahead and go and fix that. And I now have a Lemoyne star. Now I do want to fill in those other squares, and I could either just color those, but I was actually doing something recently where I did a Hawaiian block, and I'm going to go ahead and pull that in for my corners and my setting triangles there. So I know it's in another file that I was working with. If I go to Block Library, one thing you can do is do Import, and then it will open up your PJ7 files. I can go down to my and I can find my project that I had my block in, and it was in my Intro to Patch Draw class, and this opens into my sketchbook. I can scroll through. There is the block I'm looking for, and I can add it to my sketchbook, close, and now it is in my current sketchbook. So I can set block again. You can see my Hawaiian applique, and I can add it to my settings here. And I need to obviously recolor that a bit. So if I use the control key and click on one of the pineapples, it will do all of them. And if I do the background and again holding the control key down, it will do them all. I think those are just a little bit too dark, so let me try. I think I like that a little bit better. Now the border is a little too narrow for me, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that up a bit to 5 inches. And I'm going to now again use the control key with one of those blues, and I now maybe brown. Okay, I now have a Lemoyne star block, and I'm going to add that to my sketchbook. Now I'm just going to show you one other option, and actually maybe I'll show you a couple options. One is you can rotate these blocks, and if I use the control key and click any of those blocks, it will rotate all of them. And now you can sort of see that I've really changed the coloration of my Lone Star just by doing a single rotation. Now it also rotates those applique shapes, but since those were symmetrical, that really doesn't matter, and it's just a quick way to do that. So if I go back to my main setting here, one other option would be sometimes you want a quilt that's longer than it is wide so it can fit on a bed. If I would like to do that, I do want to go into my preferences in the layout options, all styles. There's a one item here, and we wanted to make sure this was not checked, which says don't resize contents of layers when resizing the quilt. I do want to resize, so I want to make sure that's not checked. Click OK. And now I can go into my layout, and let's just change that center layout so it is actually, no, we'll keep it at 50 wide and maybe bring it to 65 long. And now I have a new layout that might be a little bit more conducive to a bed size. So I can add that to the sketchbook as well. So I hope this has given you some additional ideas of how to use Electric Quilt. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching.